When I sit with business owners and I share with them the hourly cost of their employees, most of them go silent. A big challenge that we see a lot of business owners find themselves in, they actually don't know what the return on investment is on each of their employees. Now, this video is not about not having employees. It's actually quite the contrary. This message today is about employing the right people to do the right things, and also to outsource some things that maybe your employees should not be doing. So definitely not an anti-employee. I'm all about employees. We have 80 directly employed in our organization, and I can't wait for that number to get to 800. So it's not about not having employees. It's actually making sure that they're doing the right things at the right time, because this is the calculation. If you have an employee that's on a salary of about $80,000, the first thing you should be doing is multiplying that by 25%, which works out to $20,000, and then adding that $20,000 on top of the $80,000 salary, because that's what it's actually costing your business, if not a little bit more. Because someone on an $80,000 salary, the business is obligated to pay superannuation. They're obligated to pay Workcover. Well, there's obviously training costs, there's equipment costs, and a whole bunch of other stuff that the business incurs as an expense to facilitate having that employee. So it's around $100,000 for an $80,000 employee. If it's a $100,000 employee, it's $25,000 on top, which is about $125,000. So obviously, depending on the salary of the employee. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. I use what we call the rule of 1649 and the rule of 1320. And what that means is any employee here in Australia, after entitlement and days off and annual leave and so forth, their hours of work is about 1649. But one thing we know about, obviously, all of us going to work, none of us are 100% productive. There's no way that anyone does 8 hours worth of work day in, day out, the allocation, because there's too many interruptions at work. It just is, including myself. There is no way that I'm productive every single minute of the moment that I'm in the office or at work. So we use the rule of 80%. 80% productivity is really, really good. So if you're thinking if someone's doing 100 hours, paid for 100 hours, it's probably about 80 hours worth of work that they're going to be productive in. So the 80% rule means that 1649 number comes down to 1320. So 1,320 hours of productive work you have allocated to each employee in your business. And then you divide that into their salary. And obviously in the example I've just given, 80,000 plus the 20% for all the extras, $100,000. That employee is costing the business $75 per hour. Now, I should reframe cost, because it's not a cost, it's actually an investment. Always look at your employees as an investment to the business, not a cost. Although on the P&L, of course, it's classed as an expense. So here's why it's important to understand that $80,000 employee is costing you $75 per hour. Because then you can look at it and say, what work am I giving this employee to do at $75 worth of value and above, right? Because if you're getting him to fold letters and to do letterbox drops in your office, that's not really being productive. If they're making up pre-listing kits and helping OFI packs and so forth, that's probably not being productive. What it actually helps you to evaluate is who should be doing what in your team. And of course, the other component is what things should be outsourced. So let's look at the other side of the equation, outsourcing, and why it's so valuable. Most people look at outsourcing as a real high cost in their business. They look at the hourly rate, or they look at a package that's been done. But when you look at outsourcing, there's no management time, no downtime, no obligations. You only pay on productivity. And when that happens, your business gets really, really efficient. And of course, you're protecting your margins. I hope you found this message of value today. Please share it with someone you think will get some benefit of it. And if you need some more information, or you'd like to get a complimentary copy of what I call the 28-day assistant planner, visit blacksalt.au, or just DM me and I can get you a PDF of a tool that we use to allocate tasks per individual and make sure that the right people are doing the right things at the right time to get the best productivity out of your business. Thanks for watching. Cheers.